What if the secret to happiness wasn't out there in the world but quietly waiting inside your own mind? Imagine beginning each day with the kind of clarity and calm that even chaos can't shake. That's not a fantasy. That's the power of mastering your inner world, and it starts right here. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Just let that sink in. In a world where we're constantly bombarded by demands, what to think, what to feel, who to be, it's a radical act to take back control of our minds. But it's also a necessary one. Stoicism doesn't ask us to be cold or emotionless. Instead, it teaches us how to live with resilience, with gratitude, and with purpose. It offers a blueprint for navigating life with strength, not because the storm ends, but because we learn how to stay grounded within it. And here's the thing, this isn't just about ancient philosophy. It's about your life, today, right now. It's about learning to thrive, even in the midst of noise, pressure, and uncertainty. It's about turning the chaos of modern living into an opportunity to pause, to reflect, to begin your day not with stress and urgency, but with purpose. So, if you've ever woken up feeling already behind, if you've ever looked around and thought, is this really it? Or if you're simply curious about how timeless wisdom can become your secret weapon in the 21st century, stick around. Because what we're about to explore could shift everything. Let's dive into the Stoic strategies that don't just help us design better mornings, they help us craft better lives. And if you're still here, I already know something about you. You're not ordinary. You're someone who seeks clarity, meaning, and truth. And that makes all the difference. Now, let's talk about something called ikigai. A beautifully simple Japanese concept that means your reason for being. Imagine waking up every morning with such a strong sense of purpose that the idea of hitting snooze just disappears. Marcus Aurelius wasn't only concerned with enduring hardship, he believed we're all here to contribute, to play our unique role, to give something meaningful to the world. That's exactly where ikigai begins, not just with doing what you love, but aligning your passion with what the world needs, with what you're good at, and yes, with what can support you. Ask yourself, what sparks your energy? What are you naturally drawn to? What do others say you're good at? What can you offer that the world actually needs? It's okay if the answers don't arrive right away. This isn't a race. It's a gentle unfolding, a discovery process that requires curiosity and honesty. But here's what makes it powerful. Once you find that sweet intersection, your life starts to shift. Even routine tasks feel meaningful. Your relationships deepen because you're more present. Your creativity flourishes. And happiness? It stops being a fleeting visitor, it becomes a familiar presence. And this all starts the night before. Yes, your morning routine actually begins in the evening. How you end today sets the tone for tomorrow. It's tempting to binge watch a show, scroll endlessly, or chase distractions until your mind is too wired to rest. But what if we treated the end of the day with intention? Creating a pre-sleep ritual isn't about being strict. It's about building a space where your mind can exhale. Maybe that means turning off screens an hour before bed. Maybe it means writing down your top 3 priorities for the next day. Maybe it's just 5 minutes of stillness, a quiet moment to breathe and let go. Because sleep isn't just rest, it's a reset. And when your mind is calm and clear, you wake up ready, not reactive. And that's where Stoic wisdom truly shines. It's all about focusing on what you can control. You can't always control what tomorrow throws at you, but you can control how you prepare for it. Picture this. You wake up. No alarms blaring, no phone buzzing, just silence, stillness. You take a deep breath. You're not rushing into the chaos, you're choosing how to enter your day. That's not wasted time. That's the foundation of a powerful life. Stoicism teaches us to act with intention, to build a life brick by brick, with virtue and purpose in every step. Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, they weren't just philosophers. They were warriors of the mind. They knew that strength starts from within. And you're doing that too. Every time you wake up with purpose, every time you breathe deeply before reacting, every time you choose presence over distraction, you're living stoically. And you're crafting a life that's not just successful but deeply meaningful. So tomorrow morning, don't just wake up. Rise with intention. Begin with purpose. Create space. Embrace stillness. And let the timeless wisdom of Stoicism guide you not just through your morning, but through your life. You've got this. So, now that we've recognized the power of starting our day with intention and presence, let's explore what truly anchors that experience: consistency. Because as simple as it sounds, the act of waking up with purpose each morning is far more than just a routine. It's a statement, a commitment, a cornerstone habit that ripples into every other part of your day. At first glance, waking up at the same time every morning might seem like a minor adjustment, but in reality, it's a powerful foundation that brings structure and intention into your life. It's not about control for the sake of control. It's about beginning each day with the quiet confidence that you're steering your own ship rather than reacting to whatever waves crash into your shore. Of course, consistency is never easy, nor is it supposed to be. Those first few days, when you're just getting started, can feel like you're climbing a hill in the dark. Your bed suddenly feels softer than it ever has. The blanket's more inviting. And that snooze button? It becomes almost magnetic. But this is where the Stoic principle of perseverance comes into play. It's in these very moments when your resolve is tested that your transformation begins. Because it's not about one perfect morning. It's about becoming someone stronger, more grounded, more intentional one choice at a time. Think of this as a practice in self-mastery. It's not about punishing yourself into waking up early. It's about aligning your daily actions with the version of yourself you're working to become. Someone who lives with clarity, with purpose, with integrity. So how do we turn this struggle into something sustainable? It begins the night before. Set a clear intention. Ask yourself, why do I want to wake up early? Asterisk. Maybe it's for a quiet hour of reading, a peaceful meditation session, a morning jog to reconnect with your body. Or maybe it's simply to sip your coffee in silence before the world stirs awake. Then, support this intention with structure. Go to bed just 30 minutes earlier. Keep your curtains slightly open so the morning light greets you gently. Place your alarm across the room so you're nudged into motion, not tempted into more sleep. Because each time you rise with purpose, you're not just starting a new day, you're making a promise to yourself. You're saying, I'm here, I'm in this, and I choose to live with intention. But let's be honest, there will be setbacks, because we're not machines, we're human. And being human means wrestling with urges, doubts, fatigue. There will be mornings when your resolve falters, when the weight of the blanket seems heavier than the pull of your purpose. That's okay. This is where another Stoic principle becomes vital: self-compassion. Marcus Aurelius, despite his power, never pretended to be perfect. In his journals, he gently reminded himself to be patiento, forgive himself. He understood that progress isn't linear, that berating yourself doesn't breed growth, it builds shame. So if you miss a morning or two, don't spiral. Don't turn discipline into punishment. Take a breath, reflect, reset, then try again the next day. Because real strength isn't found in never falling, it's in rising, again and again, with grace. Building new habits, especially ones that challenge your comfort zone, is messy. It takes time, and in this space, we need to be both firm and forgiving with ourselves. Firm in our commitment, forgiving in our setbacks. So remember, each morning is not a test of your worth. It's a new opportunity, a blank page. And even if yesterday didn't go as planned, today still holds incredible potential. That's the quiet power of Stoicism. It doesn't demand perfection. It invites awareness. It encourages us to understand our nature and gently guide ourselves toward better choices. It's not about making excuses or settling for less. It's about recognizing that long-term transformation happens gradually, through small, consistent actions, through patience, through showing up even when it's hard. So tomorrow, when the alarm sounds and your body resists, remember, you're not just waking up, you're training your mind, your will, your spirit. And with each sunrise, you become a little more resilient, a little more aligned with the life you truly want. Take it slow, celebrate the small wins, and approach each day not with pressure, but with quiet determination. That's the Stoic way. Now that we've embraced consistency and the courage to begin again, let's look deeper at what these early habits truly build our mindset. Because this isn't just about waking up early or checking off morning tasks, it's about becoming the kind of person who faces life's daily challenges with quiet strength and compassion. Let's start with something deceptively simple. Placing your alarm clock across the room. It seems like a small decision, almost too small to matter. But in reality, it's a powerful message, a signal that you're serious about rising with purpose. That you're willing to take one extra step, literally, to stand up and face the day. Even when your bed's warm, embrace whispers, just a little longer. This single act is more than a tactic, it's a declaration. A subtle but firm commitment to show up for yourself. You're not just waking up, you're taking control. Now think about the next step. Making your bed. It might feel trivial, especially if no one else will see it. But this small ritual sets a tone. It's an expression of care, not just for your space, but for yourself. You're telling your subconscious, this place matters. I matter. You're choosing order over chaos, intention over neglect. Marcus Aurelius might have seen it as a quiet victory, a small act that lays the foundation for a disciplined life. Because when you repeatedly choose to do what's easy to skip, you're shaping your identity. You're casting votes for the kind of person you want to become. Someone who honors discipline, respects their space, and values self-leadership. Why focus on these small acts? Because they're available to all of us. Life is unpredictable. We can't control the unexpected twists, the setbacks, the news headlines. But we can control how we greet the day, how we shape our surroundings, how we prepare our minds. That's Stoicism in its purest form, focusing only on what is within our power and releasing the rest. These aren't just about having a tidy room or an orderly morning. They're mental training sessions. Every small win strengthens your ability to stay composed when the stakes are higher. If you can follow through on making your bed, on rising with the alarm, you're conditioning your mind to follow through when life demands more of you. These moments, quiet, early, easily overlooked, are where character is forged. They're not chores, they're rituals. They infuse meaning into our routine and provide a compass for the rest of the day. But here's another key to sustained growth. Don't go it alone. Sharing your goals with someone who supports you and gently holds you accountable can make a world of difference. It turns what might feel like a solo mission into a shared journey, one where encouragement replaces isolation and mutual growth becomes the goal. Think of this person as your ally in self-mastery, the one who checks in when your resolve is tested, who celebrates your small wins, who reminds you, when you forget, why you started this path in the first place. This isn't about pressure or performance. It's about community. A shared understanding that growth is hard, but it's also better together. The Stoics deeply valued relationships. They understood that we learn through dialogue, reflection, and companionship. That wisdom shared is wisdom multiplied. Having an accountability partner is a modern expression of this ancient wisdom. It reminds us that even the pursuit of self-discipline doesn't need to be solitary. Together, we are stronger, sharper, more aware of our blind spots. Your partner might notice patterns you don't. Maybe you always struggle on Mondays. Maybe your energy dips midweek. They can offer insights that shift your entire approach. But more than that, they can offer presence. Someone to talk to not just about your successes, but about your struggles, about what's working, about what needs tweaking, about how to grow in ways you didn't expect. So how do you find this partner? Look for someone who shares your values, your hunger for growth, your curiosity for life, your desire to be better. It could be a close friend, a sibling, a mentor. What matters most isn't who they are, but who they are becoming alongside you. Because in the end, the Stoic path isn't just about personal mastery. It's about shared growth, about helping each other rise your own morning, one act, one decision at a time. Previously, we explored the quiet strength found in small acts, rising with the alarm, making your bed, and sharing the journey with someone who holds you accountable. These aren't just habits, they're declarations of the kind of life we're building. And as we continue, Stoic wisdom invites us to go deeper, much deeper. Your accountability partner, this trusted companion, serves a greater purpose than simply checking in. They become your mirror, someone with whom you can be completely open about your goals, your struggles, and your successes. Once you find that person, clarity becomes crucial. Define what you're striving for, and express clearly what kind of support will help you stay aligned. Set up regular moments to connect, not just to report progress, but to reflect together. Offer encouragement, advice, and when needed, that gentle nudge back on course. Because this isn't about perfection, it's about a relationship rooted in honesty, vulnerability, and mutual growth. When two people commit to this kind of partnership, their goals become intertwined. Morning routines evolve into shared rituals. Life missions gain momentum through connection. And suddenly, the path to self-discipline doesn't feel lonely, it feels inspired. The Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, deeply understood the value of community. Wisdom, they taught us, is amplified when it's shared. Progress is more powerful when it's witnessed. And support? It transforms struggle into strength. As we continue to shape meaningful lives, there's a Stoic practice that brings everything into sharp focus. Memento mori, the reflection on mortality. This isn't morbid, it's liberating. When we contemplate our impermanence, we are jolted awake. We're reminded that time isn't infinite, that each morning is not guaranteed, but gifted. This perspective shifts everything. Suddenly, the distractions lose their grip. Petty concerns dissolve. What remains is what truly matters: how we spend our time, how we show up for others, and the legacy we leave behind. Every day, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of this truth. Life is fleeting, and that's exactly what made it precious. Approaching your mornings with this awareness turns them into sacred space. The alarm doesn't just signal the start of a routine. It's an invitation to live intentionally, to contribute meaningfully, to embrace each moment with clarity. When you rise with memento mori in mind, you realize this could be your last day. So how will you live it? Not with fear, but with presence, with heart, with gratitude. This shift in mindset transforms not just how we act, but how we react. Life's inevitable frustrations, delays, disagreements, disappointments lose their sting. Because in the face of mortality, only what's meaningful remains. Now, to ground this mindset into your daily life, make space for morning reflection. A few quiet minutes to ask yourself, if today were my last, would I be proud of how I plan to spend it? It's not about creating pressure, it's about waking up to the power of now, to the truth that this moment, this breath, this sunrise is not just another day. It's the day. From this awareness flows resilience, calm, and a renewed appreciation for the simple fact that we're alive. And this leads us into another powerful Stoic tool: negative visualization. At first glance, it may seem pessimistic. Why imagine loss, difficulty, or hardship? But in truth, this practice builds strength. It's a rehearsal not of fear, but of readiness. Imagine the day ahead. Visualize the bus running late, your meeting going off track, or your plans falling apart. Now imagine yourself staying composed, breathing through it, adjusting without bitterness. This is mental resilience training. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all taught that by confronting the impermanence of everything outside our control, we gain power over how we respond. That's where peace begins. Not in changing the world, but in preparing our minds for it. Practicing this in the morning creates armor, not walls. It softens our reactions while strengthening our resolve. And strangely, by imagining temporary loss, we actually magnify appreciation. You savor the coffee more, the hug from your child, the steady beat of a quiet morning. How do you do it? Take a moment before your day begins. Imagine a few likely challenges. Don't dwell, just picture them. And then imagine responding with calm and clarity. Then let it go, and walk into your day steady, ready, and grateful. This brings us to our final practice, ending the day with gratitude. It's a simple act, just a few lines scribbled in a journal, but it holds incredible power. Reflect on the day and write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't need to be grand. A stranger's kindness, a beam of sunlight, a moment of laughter. This small ritual rewires your mind. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, from what's wrong to what's right. Gratitude aligns perfectly with Stoic thought. It keeps us centered on what we have, rather than chasing what we lack. It's not passive contentment, it's active appreciation. Why end your day this way? Because it prepares you for peace. It softens the noise of the day, quiets the mind, and lets you rest with a heart that sees the good. And when you wake again, that same energy greets you. The gratitude flows forward. You notice more. You value more. You love more. Gratitude doesn't just make us feel better. It makes us better, more connected, more present, more alive. So as we close this journey through 10 powerful Stoic strategies, remember, these aren't boxes to tick. They're invitations to live with more courage, more intention, and more joy. Not every day will be perfect, but every day can be meaningful. You already have everything you need inside you to build a life aligned with Stoic ideals of virtue, wisdom, discipline, and contentment. And if today is the beginning of that life, then you've already won. Thanks for watching this video.